and in a few days if I start looking like Kim Kardashian, you know how I started. She has a very nicely contoured face. So hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you all are doing great. This is me, Priya Sharma. I'm a makeup enthusiast and make makeup related videos on YouTube. So today we are going to do a tutorial, or you can say a recreation of my favorite actor from the series. You know her, she is super duper famous and you might have seen her show, that is Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Yes, and I'm doing today a tutorial or a recreation of Kim Kardashian's makeup. I know her makeup is just on another level. Her makeup and Kylie's makeup is very beautiful. So yeah, we are going to recreate that and let's just get started. So starting with the primer, I've used this Colorbar's dry cellular oil as a primer and it is quite hydrating. It gives a very nice hydration to the face, and especially for people who are dry skin type, this is a good one. Before putting on foundation, I will color correct my mouth area because it is that bit dark. And for that, I'm using this Nars color corrector. This is my absolute favorite. It is in the shade Caramel. And I color correct these areas. I will also color correct the under eyes, but first I will put some foundation and then do that. I'm using this Cuffs and Lashes brush. This is a small concealer brush to just blend everything out. So for foundation, I'm using this Dior Backstage foundation. I'm in the shade 2W and this is my absolute favorite foundation. So I'm taking 3-4 drops of this foundation because it is very thin and you just require very less amounts. I'm taking this much first. This is the best foundation I've ever used. It is so nice and so dewy and it is just the best formula. It is very lightweight, and if you want to see a review on this, it is already uploaded on my YouTube channel. I will put the link over here or here somewhere. So look at the difference. This is the before and this is the after. Both the sides look literally the same, just my imperfections are covered in this side, and this side looks just like my skin but better. This has a little bit of flaws, discoloration and everything, but just love how this foundation looks. Look at the dewiness. It is a beautiful foundation, and I have this much left, and now I'll put it on this side of my face. Now let's just bounce the beauty blender on the face to just blend everything. Have you seen the Keeping Up with Kardashians? Because I have seen that show religiously. I have seen each and every episode. I just love that show, and now that it's on Hulu, I do not watch it, but I've seen the Keeping Up with the Kardashians one. Literally the entire show I've watched. I just love that show. There are only 2 long shows that I've watched entirely. The first one is Gossip Girls and the second one is Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and I love both the shows. Now let's color correct. Also, I will be taking help from Kim's video that is on YouTube, which she shot for KKW Beauty. I will be taking help from that to do the tutorial.
Hey guys, it's Kim and I will be showing you guys how to do a full KKW under eye concealer look. We are going to start with Correct. So this formula is so blendable and creamy, and you just dab it anywhere that you're dark. Sometimes Mario would put it like around here a little bit just to blend it. You can put it on your upper lip if you have melasma.
So she has used a peach corrector. I have orange one, and I have this color corrector that I always use. So I'll take just a tiny dot of orange corrector over here. I have the darkest circle over here and here. And then I will use my normal color corrector that I always use, the Nars one. Just a few dots. Also color correcting lids a little bit. And now I'm taking this brush, the concealer brush that we use, to just blend everything. Please do let me know in the comment section below which is your favorite character or person from the Keeping Up with the Kardashians show. Although Kim is very nice, I feel very inspired when I look at her. I just love her work ethic and everything. But I think Chloe was the best of them all. Chloe is a very sweet person, I feel, after watching the show. And Chris is also very entertaining. Now blending the orange corrector with the color corrector that I use. I'm done with the color correction of under eyes. They look pretty nice. And now let's put on some brightening concealer under the eyes. Now let's see how she does her brightening concealer. And here is the video.
The color. I am now going to use our concealer. Something that I also like to do is kind of go a little bit more down like the sides of my nose and just the middle of my forehead. Again, I'll kind of go under here because what I like to do is see where the shadows are in pictures on my face and kind of try to brighten up where that would be. I also want to highlight the bridge of my nose, so I always just put it going down there. Always highlight the chin a little bit, and then it's blending time. So I have my corrector, blender, and then my other sponge that's just clean because you don't really want to mix it up. Now, since the corrector's underneath, like look at that. Again, just to give that highlight and that like flawless finish.
So she applies a lot of concealer under her eyes and also a lot of corrector, but I do not prefer doing that because a lot of orange corrector means a lot of blending and a lot of brightening concealer as well, so I use tiny amounts. So I'm doing that only. For brightening concealer, I'm using this Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is in the shade Vanilla, and I'm using this as it is a very high coverage concealer and it is also a very nice one. So applying color corrector over here, and also what she does is she applies it over here on the bridge of the nose, on this part to just brighten this area. Also she goes a little bit down from this side, so we'll do that. And now it's blending time. For blending, I'm using this brush, and later on I might use a beauty blender if I feel like. And she gives a lift. She always has a lift, so I'm giving that. Also she used a brightening concealer around this area, so I've just brought down my concealer over here to give that brightened effect to the face. Now I will quickly blend everything with a beauty sponge to get rid of all the edges. Now just covering the lids with the concealer as well, because we will later on do the eye look that she's done. So look at how brightened some of the areas are. These are all the high points of the face, the chin, the nose, the area right here. It just brings it forward. We have not even contoured our face, but this part looks slightly contoured, like a natural contour is placed over here. So now let's just powder the face. Now let's see how she bakes her face.
Okay, so now that I'm corrected and I'm concealed, I need to bake. Top. And I just put it on my under eye. It fits like perfectly in the corner of my eye. And I like to just let it sit there while I do the rest of my makeup. I will be right back.
So she has already contoured her face, but I still have to. So I will quickly just bake my under eyes, do the contouring, and then I will powder the rest of my face. I'm using this powder from Huda Beauty. This is the Easy Bake Powder. I am using it in the shade Pound Cake. And now I will get rid of all the creases because my eyes crease literally in seconds. So I will get rid of the creases and then use a damp beauty blender. This is a small one to just pick up the powder and just bake my under eyes. She has used a small blender, sort of a brush. So I'll use this small beauty blender. Let's just bake now. Now let's move the creases of the other eye. So I prefer doing this one eye at a time because my under eyes crease really quickly. So I have to do it one at a time. If I do it like on the same time, they will crease again and it will be literally pointless. Got rid of all the creases and now let's just bake it. So till the time this is baking, let's quickly do the contour. So this video of hers is basically focused on under eyes. So we will do the contouring on our own. And for contouring, I'm using this cream contour. And we'll contour our face very nicely, because you know how contoured and how beautiful her face looks. I'm using this angled brush and Huda's contour because this is my favorite contour. I just love the formula of this, so I'm using this. So we are aiming for a very nicely contoured face because she has a very nicely contoured face, so I'm aiming for that. To be honest, I'm liking a few steps a lot, and I might just incorporate all these things in my makeup routine as well. And in a few days, if I start looking like Kim Kardashian, you know how I started. Now we are left with contouring the forehead, and I do not have a broad forehead, so I'll just lightly contour and bronze that. So we are done with the contour, and I'm loving how it looks. Now I am just blending everything slightly with the beauty sponge, especially the nose contour, because I have just directly applied the product and not blended it even one bit. So the nose looks well contoured. The face also looks very nicely contoured. And now we are going to continue with our powdering of the face. So let's get started. Powdering, she has just basically used the technique of baking, and she has baked these parts which we had used a brightening concealer on. So I'm baking all those parts. Also, the Huda's powder is very nice for dry skin, because initially you might feel that your under eyes feel very dry after baking, but eventually you feel all right. So it is a very nice powder. And also I'm using a damp sponge, so that also plays a very nice role in keeping the face a little bit hydrated. And one thing with this powder is that you have to take out product forcefully. It doesn't come out. Only this much product I've got after just tapping it so many times. But that is a nice thing also, because this will prevent the product from getting wasted. Because when you have a lot of product out, it just blows away everywhere and you might not need that much. So this thing is nice about this powder. Let's bake the nose as well. I really like what I see, like not the powder, but how the face looks. It looks very nicely contoured. The shadows are falling on the right parts. So till the time the face is baking, let's use this brow pomade to do the brows. And I've done this side, and look how defined the face looks. Kim has her eyebrows very precise, very defined and very bold. So I will do the same on the other side. And I'm using the brow pomade in the shade medium brown, and I'm using this Morphe E29 brush for my eyebrows. This is a very nice brush, and also it is very precise. The brush is very flat and thin. So what I do is I line the eyebrows from here first, and then I just give it an arch. Then I flick the color a little bit over the top of the eyebrows. That gives a very natural feel. And now just blending everything in. Look how beautiful and defined the brows look. I just love doing eyebrows. They are literally my favorite part in makeup. Eyebrows just give a very nice definition to the face, and I just love them. It might look dark right now, but everything will just settle. Now let's just dust off the baking and the excess powder. Now I will lightly set my entire face with the Huda powder. Now to further intensify the bronzing and the contouring, I will use this Hoola bronzer. This is my favorite to get that chiseled look. Now let's put on some blush, and for blush I'm using this Dior blush. It is in the shade 028 Actress, and we have to give a very light flush of color because she doesn't wear a lot of blush. There is just a light flush of color. This is like a coral pink shade. Now let's see what she does next in her tutorial.
Sometimes while I'm just touching up, I'll add a line just on my, crease of my cheek just to kind of bake that a little bit more. So the last step, so I put, you know, some of my baking down my cheekbone just to make sure that it gives me that extra little snatch while I'm just doing my finishing touch. And I like brightening powder too. It's like a pinky little brightening powder. And I'll just put it right under the eye. Anywhere there's like a little bit extra darkness that you just want to brighten, I just add it there. If you just want to really spot set it, I'll use the smaller brush. And it really just takes away all excess darkness. And it is like satin smooth finish.
So now you're left with just 2 steps of the base, and what she does is she picks a beauty blender and just takes the loose powder and just finishes the contour, brings that line so that it gets a very defined structure. And so I'm doing that, and we'll let that bake. Doing on this side as well. Till the time the face is baking, let's do the other step as well. It looks so snatched. So in the next step, she uses a light or a bright powder under her eyes to just brighten it up a little bit more where she has the dark circles. And for that, I'm using the Gucci powder that I have. It is in the shade 02 to just uplift my under eyes a little bit more and just give a little bit of color on the dark circles. So I am placing this powder right here. To be honest, I just like what she did in the entire video and how she does her makeup. It is quite nice. My face looks very nice, to be honest. Now doing it on the other side as well. I will dust off the excess, so don't worry about that. Firstly, I'm placing the product nicely. To give the face a lifted effect, I will apply the powder over here as well. Look at how instantly lifted the face looks. This part just looks snatched. Until the time everything is still baking, let's do the eyes and the lips. And for eyes, I'm using this Amrezy palette from Anastasia. It has the perfect shade that I'm looking for. The shade that I've used, it is the 1988 shade. The shade is very nice and it literally matches what she does on her eyes or what her makeup artist does for her. So yeah, just take little by little and just keep on blending this shade on the eyes, and that is all you need to do, and it gives a very nice smoky effect to the face, and that is all you need to do. This is literally the best tutorial for beginners. Although people think that, you know, Kim Kardashian's makeup, man, that's so tough, so tough. No, it's so simple. You just need to do a few steps and that's that. And to be honest, this is a very nice eye look, and you can literally wear it to any party, any function. It looks so good. Now what she always do is a classic winged eyeliner, which is not very thick, but the eyeliner is matte. So I'm using this matte eyeliner from Sephora, and to be honest, each and every celebrity that I've seen, they always wear matte eyeliners because they look so nice, and I personally love matte eyeliners. So this is the one that I'm using. This is from Sephora. Keeping the eyeliner thin and yet giving it a wing. So I'm done with the eyeliner. This is a matte classic winged eyeliner. I love how it looks. Now let's move on to the next step and the final step, that is the mascara. And for that, I'm using my absolute favorite It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. You know how much I love this mascara. This mascara and the Burberry mascara are my 2 favorite mascaras. I just love them. Just doing the eyelashes. So this is how my eyelash look after applying this mascara. It is a very beautiful one, and I've done just one eye, and I'll come back after doing another one. So I'm back after putting mascara on both my eyelashes. Look how beautiful this looks. This is my favorite mascara, and I'm just loving this look. I'm just living for this look. I just literally loving what I see on my screen. Beautiful. Now let's put on some lipstick. So I'm using this lip liner in the shade Sweet Tea, and again that lipstick, and now let's put this on. Now this lip combo is definitely matching my makeup, and it is literally giving the Kim K vibes. Now that we are done with everything, let's just dust off the excess powder. So we have dusted off the excess powder, and this is what the final look looks like. Now let me show you the close-up of this look because this looks on point. I am in love with this makeup. I am literally loving what I have on my face. Each and everything is spot on. The nose contour, the lips, eyes, the face contour, everything is so beautiful. The eyebrows are on fleek. Everything is just perfect. I am in love with this look. I cannot emphasize how good this looks. I mean, you tell me in the comment section below, how does this makeup looks? Isn't it on fleek? I am living for this look, literally. So this is it for the video. Please do let me know in the comment section below which is your favorite Kardashian, because I literally love Khloe and I also am inspired by Kim's work ethic. So yeah, these are my favorite Kardashians. Please do let me know your favorites, and please do let me know your views on this look because I am living for it. I have already told you a lot of times. And if you want me to recreate any of the celebrities makeup look, please do let me know. And if you like the video, then please give it a big thumbs up and do subscribe to my YouTube channel.